go under center, you create the false start. What's the joy that a player experiences pulling something like that off, obviously unconventionally?
That might have been one of my favorite plays ever in the league. Just to get under center, throwback to the high school days. But it's just a great scheme by Coach Dorsey, showing me going in motion and getting under the center real quick. The defense is thinking for sure, QB sneak, tight end sneak, whatever you want to call it. So get up under there, give them a second, give a loud cadence. And I got C.J. Mosley flying over like Troy Polamalu. So that was a fun play to get a first down.
Play flashed before your eyes as he's flying towards you.
I was just, in my mind, I'm like, gotcha. But then I'm like, got to take a hit. But it was fun getting the fans going like that.
On the next play, when's the last time you ever done a half gainer into the end zone?
That was a first for me. Kind of made me think about that. I think it was against the 49ers a couple years ago when Steph had a great block. I had to jump over a guy, but went a full flip. So thankfully this time I didn't land right on my head. But I was just glad it turned out to be a touchdown.
Is Josh starting to rub off on you with these little leaps that you did?
He pulls them off a little cleaner than I do. I got to learn how to go off 1 foot. I think I went off 2, but anytime you can try to be like Josh, good things happen.
Dawson, can you explain a little bit of the offensive struggles today? I know it wasn't great conditions. They're very good, but this was a rough day for a long time for the offense, especially the first half.
Yeah. The Jets' defense is obviously very talented across the board. And any time you got weather conditions like this, it definitely affects the offense a little bit, just because, we got the best quarterback in the league, the best receiver in the league. So stuff like timing, the ball's always wet, the wind's whipping. You got, I don't know if you call that snow or rain or a little bit of mix, but it's naturally just going to affect the game a little bit. But it just took some good play calling by Doris, some good execution across the board, and a win's a win, whether it's by 1 or 100.
Hey, Dawson, back to the tight end sneak. Was it the intention to snap it?
No. We had a pretty good feeling we were going to draw them off sides. There was a cadence that I could have given to get the ball that I really wanted to use, but maybe next time. Yeah.
Dawson, just run us through your touchdown play, because it was a well-executed play called up by Dorsey. Y'all went out there and executed. Just take us back to your touchdown.
Yeah, so we just, it's essentially just levels off to the right. Got a guy going deep, a guy in the flat, and me kind of right in the middle. So it was, they were in some type of zone to where that middle opened up perfectly. Just good execution across the board, good protection. And when I caught it and turned upfield, thankfully there was no one there. And then when I see a couple guys at the end zone goal line, I'm like, I got to get in. And so just took off, hoping for the best.
Hasn't been as productive as a season as you had a season ago. First touchdown since week 8. I know you guys are winning games and all is well that ends well, but has there been any internal frustration maybe experiencing a setback in production this year?
Yeah, I think that frustration is going to be natural anytime you're not directly producing like you can. But, we're winning games, so I'm happy. If I have 0 catches and we're winning games, that just means I'm doing my job, doing other things besides catching the ball. So that's just the nature of the tight end position. You got to block when that's called. Sometimes you're in pass protection. Sometimes you're getting other guys open in route concepts. So it just comes to when your call or when your number's called. There's a few plays in the second half I want back. When the ball's thrown to me, I need to make plays on it. But it's just, if we're winning games, I'm happy.
Dawson, just to follow up on that, would you acknowledge that it's a production issue as far as you see it within your own game, or is it as much a function of the offense that you just described?
What are we now, 10-3? I don't think there's an issue when we're 10-3, but I think there's definitely a production decrease, but I wouldn't necessarily call it an issue when we're winning. So I haven't really looked at it like it's been part of my game, but if it takes me blocking more during games, getting other guys open, chipping the D in for protection reasons, just doing whatever it takes to win is really all I see it as.
Do you think, though, that this team needs to get back to where it was in the 2 playoff games last year and the first month this year to be the ultimate Super Bowl contender?
I think we were a different team last year than we are this year. So we got our own identity. We've been building good games on good games so far this year, and you know, we got another short week this week. So we got to put this one behind us soon and move on to the next one.
What about the timing of your touchdown, especially because the first half is such a dogfight?
Yeah, I mean, going into the half, I felt like it gave us some good momentum. So anytime you can make a statement like that going into halftime, it's big. So I wish we were getting the ball after half too, because we always talk about double dipping, scoring before half, and getting the ball back and going down and scoring. But just being able to put some points on the board for the offense was fun.
Your impressions of the defense without Von Miller, was there any mentality change, energy change? What did you sense from them without obviously a big personality and talent?
Yeah, I mean, I just think guys knew they had to step up. Our defense is so awesome across the board that, you know, Shaq Lawson made some great plays, Greg Russo off the edge, A.J. Epineza. So guys know it's their opportunity. It's just that next man up mindset you have to have. So I think the defense did a great job rallying behind, you know, that next man up deal.
Dawson, how much Josh was able to spread the ball around today? How much does that help this offense this year?
Anytime you can increase versatility, I think it's a good thing. We always talk about being multi-dimensional. You don't want to just be one-dimensional as an offense. You want to be able to run the ball, spread the ball out, make the defense defend, you know, 11 guys. So anytime that versatility comes into play, I think the offense is going to do better things. But, you know, some games, like I mentioned earlier, some games I might have 0 targets and we win, but some games I might need to have 5 or 6 to win the game. So I think it's just whatever it takes.